Hey folks, this is Riker with an overview of some of the changes that Blizzard has revealed for upcoming patch 2.1, as well as my impressions on how they'll affect the game. The first big change introduced is the addition of Seasons, which is Diablo 3's version of ladders. When you create a season character, you start completely from scratch. No Paragon points, no items in your stash. You don't even have any of your artisans unlocked. When the season ends, which will probably be after a number of months based on StarCraft 2 seasons and Diablo 2 ladders, your season characters will become regular characters. Seasons will have leaderboards that will track your progress, special season-only achievements only awarded to the first 1,000 players who obtain them, as well as exclusive rewards and legendaries. I initially felt conflicted about season-only legendaries, but the good thing is that once the season is over, those legendaries will be added to the non-season legendary pool, and will thus be obtainable by non-season characters. In other words, they are season-only for a limited time. The next major change is the addition of Greater Rifts, which are basically Nephilim Rifts on crack. Regular Nephilim Rift Guardians have a chance to drop a Greater Rift key, which you use to open a Greater Rift. Once inside the Rift, you have to race to fill your progress bar before a timer expires. If you successfully do so, you get to progress to the next level of the Rift, which sees an increase in difficulty. If your performance is deemed good enough, you'll actually be able to skip difficulty steps. While this does seem great for most people, hardcore players will have to be especially careful because this can lead to unpredictable difficulty spikes. In order to ensure that you're progressing through the content as swiftly as possible, no monsters other than the Rift Guardian will have any drops. Anything that would have dropped will be dropping from the Rift Guardian is what it seems. Greater Rifts are also the only place you'll be able to obtain a new item type, Legendary Gems. These are infinitely upgradable, and you upgrade them by completing additional Greater Rifts, and they provide some special legendary affix, like a legendary item. Another major change to Rifts in general, both Greater and normal Rifts, is how you open them. Right now, in order to open a Rift, the person opening the Rift spends 5 key fragments. That's not going to be the case anymore. Now, anyone entering a Rift will be charged 1 fragment. This means that the Rifted Forward community is dead. Some major combat changes are also coming in patch 2.1, starting with the abolition of dodge. Dexterity presently adds to dodge, and dodge gives you a chance to completely evade damage. The problem with dodge among the player base is that it is not a reliable form of effective DPS, and it doesn't apply to all types of damage. Life, all resist, and armor all have very straightforward and predictable and reliable means of damage mitigation or damage absorption. Dodge, by its nature, is inherently unreliable, and because of the player base largely being unsatisfied with this and believing that it is a problem, Blizzard has completely reworked the system. Dexterity now adds to armor instead of to dodge. The other major change comes in the form of healing. Health globes are going to be nerfed because Blizzard wants to promote usage of items with life on hit and life regeneration. Whether this is a good thing or a bad thing might be a personal decision. I know for me it means I'm going to have to completely re-gear all of my 12 characters because I don't have any gear with life on hit or life regen. All of my healing came in the form of skills and healing potions, and my gear was all spec towards killing shit as fast as possible. A huge change is coming to monks. One with everything is no more. Blizzard is finally taking it out of the game. People from the beginning have been saying that it needs to be reworked. Blizzard decided to remove it entirely because it's just too good. Every monk uses it. Every monk feels they have to use it or they're being suboptimal. And it is extremely frustrating to have to spec all of your secondary affixes into resistances and a specific kind of resist. And with the Mystic rerolling, you just don't want to be wasting any rerolls on a secondary affix, because the primaries are just so much more important in general. So One With Everything is being replaced with the Harmony passive, which allows 30% of your single elemental resistances from items to apply to all elements. Preliminary analysis suggests that this will still be a pretty powerful passive, and a lot of players will likely still want to use it, but it's definitely less powerful than One With Everything, and a lot less annoying to use because you don't have to rely on getting a single type of element on all of your gear. You can use different elemental types, and in fact it's generally advantageous to do so. The last big change is coming to Demon Hunters. Preparation Punishment will no longer cost Discipline and will instead be put on a 20-second cooldown. This is a huge nerf to the Cluster Arrow build, and almost guarantees that 6-piece Marauder will be the only viable endgame build. So those are the changes that have been announced so far. Patch 2.01 will be hitting the public test realm likely this month, according to Blizzard, though that's not set in stone. There might be more changes coming, there likely will be more changes coming, and in fact whatever has already been revealed could still be changed depending on player feedback. Right now it's seeming like seasons are going to be a nice addition to the game. If you're into that sort of thing, if you're not, you can just ignore it, it's not a problem, but there is that draw to ladder type things, and this will add some longevity to the game probably by allowing you to reboot and have new goals to pursue. Greater Rifts sound like fantastic fun. I think that's what I'm most excited about. I know that's going to be a lot more entertaining than regular Rifts. Having that time pressure is great. I know I was ecstatic when I got that 2-minute Rift achievement. I woke my neighbors, I was shouting so much. The legendary gems sound like a really cool idea. Very excited about that as well. The dodge change seems like a positive move. The monk change, great move. Demon Hunter change, not a fan of that. We're going to have to see what other changes are coming to Demon Hunters to compensate for this, because right now it's going to upset a lot of people. It's going to ruffle the feathers, it's going to ruffle the jimmies, and Blizzard's going to have to do something to make it up to Demon Hunter players. So that wraps things up. Keep an eye out for when the PTR is going to hit, and until then, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Subscribe for more Diablo 3 and tabletop RPG content, including Reaper of Souls guides, RPG quick tips, character and campaign ideas, and live recorded Dungeons & Dragons sessions.